Warning. The language used on The Real Rush may be offensive to some viewers. Don't say I didn't fucking warn you.
10 years ago this week, your boy stepped inside of a wrestling ring with the Nature Boy. Woo! Ric Flair. Woo! The styling. Woo! Profiling. Woo! Limousine riding. Woo! Jet flying. Woo! Kiss stealing. Woo! Wheeling dealing. Woo! Son of a bitch! And it was at that very moment that one of the GOATs, one of the greatest of all times, bestowed it upon and rubbed off some of that great power to your boy, so that way your boy can sit here 10 years later, stare you dead in the eye, son, and say, "This is the Real Rush." Bang your head to the opening riff. Woo!
Shut up and sit down.
Can you woo woo woo? My lines, can you woo woo woo? Can you woo woo woo? Happy Valentine's Day, y'all. Well, happy Valentine's Day weekend, I should say, because Valentine's Day is all over and said and done with by the time y'all see this shit. What's happening, y'all? It is your boy J-Dub, and welcome to episode 73 of The Real Rush right here on YouTube. And man, our energy level still running strong even after last weekend. Let's actually kick things off with I'm starting to sound like an old Jewish lady again. Let's kick things off. What went down last weekend? With the recaps of the Oscars. Oh boy, Sonny boy. Oh, Jewish lady from Brooklyn. No, alright, yeah, seriously though. With the catching up and everything that we had to do to get to that 98.1 percentile completion percentage for last week's Oscars and shit, that was some tough shit. It wasn't easy. Did it pay off? Well, let's find out. We'll get down to the results, our prediction results, at the finality of this little segment right here. So what we're gonna do right now is go back. Not way back, but back into time to last Sunday to the Oscars. Here's our ballot. So first and foremost, let's kick things off with... Okay, so we're just going to go down the list. Let's just go down the ballot here off of what we got right, what we got wrong, and things of that sort. We'll just go through it as we see it. Alright, so we'll kick things off. Best visual effects. We stated 1917 was going to be the winner. We got that shit right. Best sound mixing. This was a tough category. We picked Ad Astra, but 1917 walked away with that Oscar. Best sound editing, we picked Ford vs. Ferrari. Ford vs. Ferrari got the Oscar. Best short live action film, we had NEFTA Football Club, and for all intents and purposes, I think that was like the front runner, in your boy's honest opinion, of being the winner for that. The Neighbor's Window took home the gold for that one, and quite a twist there. I did not see that coming. I thought it would have gone to either NEFTA or a sister, but The Neighbor's Window, congratulations. Best short animated, Hair Love, our pick, walked away with the Oscar, y'all. Best production design, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, we got that shit right. Best original song, we did switch our pick from our Golden Globe pick of Into the Unknown from Frozen 2 to I'm Gonna Love Me Again from Rocket Man. Good thing we did, because we got that pick as well. Best original score, that went to Joker, which was our pick. Best makeup and hairstyling, we picked Bombshell. Bombshell got the goddamn Oscar. Best international feature film, Parasite got that joint. That was our pick. And not only, I think this is the first time that we've actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 completed gotten a whole row of shit right on a ballot. So if you keep a score in your head, you can kind of see where this is going here. Maybe, I don't know. Best film editing, we picked Ford versus Ferrari. Or excuse me, we picked The Irishman, and Ford versus Ferrari walked away with that gold. Best documentary short, we picked St. Louis Superman. Learning to skateboard in a war zone. If your girl walked away with that gold, congratulations. Once again, all of those were outstanding nominees. Best documentary feature, our pick, American Factory, won the gold. Best costume design, we had Jojo Rabbit, but Little Women walked away with that Oscar. Best cinematography, this is one that I kind of had a feeling that 1917 was going to win, which it did, Roger Deakins, but I wanted to go with The Lighthouse because it was, in my eyes, the standout just visually from all the other candidates. Irishman, Joker, 1917, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But I'm not angry. I'm not angry at any of these misses here. Never about that at the Oscars. That's why I prefer this over some sports sometimes. Not that competition shit, that alpha shit that I like to talk about. But anywho, going right on down the list here. Best animated feature. Son of a bitch. This is the only one right here. It was like you took the knife, you shoved it in, and you twisted it. Because all this time, your boy had been voting for Toy Story 4. Missing Link took home the Golden Globe Best Animated Feature. That made your boy rethink some shit, reevaluate some shit in his mind. You know what? Maybe Missing Link does deserve to go ahead and win the Oscar. So we put our pick in for Missing Link, and what walks away with the Oscar? Toy Story 4! Son of a bitch! But that's okay. That's alright. Because we've been rooting for it the whole time, just not at the Oscars, so that is a miss for us. Best Supporting Actress, we had Scarlett Johansson for Jojo Rabbit, but Laura Dern walked away with that for Marriage Story. Best Actress, we picked the winner, Renee Zellweger for Judy. Best Original Screenplay, we had Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Parasite walked away with that joint. Best Adapted Screenplay, we got that one right with Jojo Rabbit. Jojo Rabbit, there you go. Let's see. Best Supporting Actor, we picked Tom Hanks. Who would bet against Tom Hanks, right? Well, if you were betting against Tom Hanks and were betting for Brad Pitt, then you made the right choice. Because Brad Pitt walked away with that Oscar. Best Actor, that was a no-brainer right there. Joaquin Phoenix taking home the Best Actor gold. We had been saying that shit for months already. That is one thing that I do want to bring up here. Joaquin's speech, was by far not only the realest of the night, but possibly the most down-to-earth and realist speech I've ever heard at the Oscars before, or any award ceremony in my life. Down to earth, not saying, politicize this and no, you just gotta go back and listen to the shit. Listen to the man's words of 100% realness, genuineness, genuineness. Yes, Joaquin, thank you, sir, and congrats. Best Director, we had Sam Mendes for 1917. That was the one that everyone it was in the bag, along with Best Picture. This is our holy shit moment of the night, because Bong Joon-ho, director of Parasite, walked away with Best Director Oscar that night. That was our holy shit moment. I don't think anybody saw that coming, because if it wasn't going to be Mendes, everybody thought it was going to be Tarantino. Best Picture. Now, once again, let's break it down. We broke it down to what we wanted to win, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, what was going to win, 1917, and then we had our sleeper pick, the one that nobody sees coming, and the one that usually does win, which has won the last couple years. Shape of Water, and what was last year's? Green Book. This year, it did it again, and Parasite walked away with Best Picture, our sleeper pick. That's 2 times in a year that we are the sleeper Best Picture champion. Pick her up in this motherfucker. But history was made, y'all. First ever foreign language feature film to ever win Best Picture at the Oscars. What a fucking show. Congratulations to all the winners, y'all. We got to go ahead and say, before we break down the totality of all this, Eminem showing up, doing a cameo, performing Lose Yourself, brought some tears to these eyes. That shit was magnificent. But let's get down to the result rush-wise. And your boy at one point, now there are 24 total categories in the Oscars, right? At one point, keep it score, your boy was down to a 5-10 deficit. 5 right, 10 wrong. But if you be keeping the math going in your mind while we were tallying up all this shit here, the total comes to not only a final score of coming back from a 5-10 deficit to a 13-11 score, 13 right, 11 wrong, or incorrect, whatever, but that also led us to our first ever in the history of anything Real Rush, the first ever Real Rush Oscar predictions win. And that means if I guessed more correct than I did incorrect, that's a win. First time in Real Rush history that shit has ever fucking happened. And you woo woo woo! Damn! So now, the rest of season 4 is gonna be dedicated, as with the preceding 3 seasons, dedicated to whatever is gonna be coming up down the pike so we can be on the ball for next year's Oscars. Let's take a breather. And now let's move on to the brass tacks of what we got for you on the ticket for episode 73. Now I stated at the end of the last episode that I had 5 new movies to review for y'all. Well, 1 got added to the itinerary here this week, so it made it a 6-movie weekend. Haven't had one of those in a minute. 6-movie weekends can sometimes be a little tough, but hey, after playing all the catch up and making sure that we had all the nominees and everything seen ahead of time, as many as we could possible, not only for the Oscars but before the Golden Globes itself, the last couple weeks have been quite intense. So even though this was a 6-movie weekend, it was quite easy like Sunday morning when you should be watching the Real Rush right now if my ass got it out in time. But speaking real quick before we get down to the ticket, there is one thing here on the ticket that makes all the categories of the Golden Globes completely cleared, which means that as of this episode, we have seen every single nominated film that was nominated at this year's Golden Globes. Not the Oscars, but the Golden Globes. Which movie was that? We'll get to that here in a couple moments. So let's go ahead and kick things off with not only this weekend's blockbuster, but a blockbuster, another milestone for the Real Rush, ladies and gents. This movie that we about to talk about right here, our 600th, I can't draw the shit right, 600th movie rushed since your boy started the Real Rush 3 years ago, January 2017. What was 600th movie? Let's kick things off with your boy's review of Sonic the Hedgehog. A lot of people have been looking forward to this for quite some time, and this movie received some backlash after the original trailer came out a couple months ago, about a year ago, give or take a few months, and people were just pissing and moaning about the character design of Sonic. So the movie got pulled, they redesigned Sonic, and here we are, Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the fucking Hedgehog! This movie is about Sonic the Hedgehog and his adventures as he teams up with a local cop to escape the evil clutches, make sure that he stayed away from the evil clutches of Dr. Robotnik, played villainously evil by Jim Carrey, y'all. Jim Carrey returning back to some old school Jim Carrey shit up in this movie. Overall, Sonic the Hedgehog, fucking awesome. Fucking awesome. When a lot of... It got your boy all choked up and shit. And it really did get me choked up. If you are a die-hard video game fanatic, growing up in the 80s and the 90s, just like your boy, you're gonna get choked up, and you might even shed a tear or two, just like your boy, right from the beginning opening movie logo. That's not giving anything away. Just be on the lookout, because there's some sentimental value throwbacks there, I suppose you should say. Lovers, again, video game lovers. There are so many, not only references to the video game itself, but some of the things are filmed in such a way in this movie that it looks like the shit from the original, and I'm talking about the first two Sonic the Hedgehog games for Sega Genesis. And you'll know what I mean when you see the movie. It's somehow they took what we saw on the screen from 16-bit, made it look exactly the same, but just in fucking real time shit, y'all. It's fun as hell, and it is easily one of the better, I don't know if I can say best, but easily one of the better video game to movie adaptations of all time. I said that part right, of all time. I did say better, I didn't say best, but I did say better of all time. The only thing that had me little qualms about it were there did seem to be a couple little nicks in the editing here and there. But other than that, damn near perfect family film. And I do mean family, because Sonic has been around for damn near 30 years now. We grew up with him, now your kids are growing up with him. Perfect time, take the family, go see Sonic, and then you can tell the little ones about how you grew up with Sonic, and they'll be talking about, what the fuck, that doesn't look like a video game, this is what a video game looked like. But yo, it's off the chain, y'all. It's off the chain. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I can't wait for this to drop on 4K because it looks stunning on the screen. The character, I don't even know what the original character design of Sonic that everybody was bitching so much about looked like, but he looks quite friendly in this one, and when he needs to get down to business, he gets down to business. But yeah. Ben Schwartz did an awesome job as Sonic's voice. James Marsden is up in it. Tika Sumpter's up in it. And overall, just fucking fun film, y'all. Yeah. Sentimental all the way. Mid-credit scene. If the movie itself didn't make it all the worthwhile, the mid-credit scene, yes! So make sure you stay your ass in that theater seat until the credits are through rolling. Sonic the Hedgehog, playing everywhere now. Have yourself a good time. Go see that joint. Moving right along to what's up next on this week's episode 73 ticket. Got another throwback. We got another throwback, but this one's got a little bit of a twist on it. Because this movie, I should actually put in the Blumhouse's part, but this is called Blumhouse's Fantasy Island. Now, if you're an old geezer such as myself, you may remember a TV series that was on in the late 70s, early 80s, that we saw a lot of reruns. Actually, no, I think that they were still airing new episodes of that shit when I was born. But I remember mainly reruns. And if you remember any of the reruns, then you know that there was a TV show now almost 50 years ago that had Ricardo Montalban, Hervé Villechaize. I don't know how to pronounce Tattoo's actual name. I do apologize about that, Hervé. But yo, them two, Mr. Rourke, Tattoo, go to an island. They own the island. They run the island. People go to make their awesome desires and shit come true. Their fantasies and shit come true. But the movie version of this, we still got Mr. Rourke in it, played awesomely by Michael Pena. This one has a little bit more of a darker twist to it. Because it's fucking put out by Blumhouse, y'all. You're not gonna get the old school, Fantasy Island. That did have some elements of darkness to it, but not as much as this movie had. Because, same as with the TV show, people are showing up to Fantasy Island to make their deepest desires come true, be fulfilled. But, like I stated a couple moments ago, there's a dark twist, and the island has some sinister secrets to it. And now, whoever comes to make their fantasies come true, they gotta make sure that they see that shit through to its natural occurring ending, whatever that may be. I'm gonna be 100% right up front with y'all. Given the fact that this was directed by the same dude who did Truth or Dare a couple years ago, it kind of gave me that vibe just looking at the trailer a little bit. It looked like they were about to take one of my favorite TV shows from my childhood and completely fuck shit up, y'all. So I went into it with an open mind, just saying, alright, just don't fuck up the plane line and we'll be okay. Which they almost did. Walked into this movie and walked out. I didn't walk out of the movie. I stayed through the whole movie. But I want to say that I walked out of this movie pleasantly surprised. This exceeded the hell out of my expectations, y'all. At first it did start off a little corny, a little cheesy. And you think that the way the trailer goes, you think that you kind of have it figured out the way that the movie's going to go. And there are some points in the movie where you gotta pay attention because you feel like you lost something, but all that does end up coming together by the movie's climax. Awesome. Awesome. Well done job. Another well done twist adaptation. We've had a lot of TV show to movie adaptations where you take an old school TV show and you turn it into a movie, but it's a completely different thing from the TV show. Like what was once a comedy is now a drama, or an action movie was once an action TV show is now a comedy, vice versa. Well done job, I must say, done with Fantasy Island. Another one where the audience, same, you could tell they walked into the movie thinking, this is just going to be a throwaway. We can walk into this. Hey, we're single. We're fucked up. It's Valentine's Day. I don't give a fuck. We can walk into this movie with my best buddy and talk all the way through this shit because ain't nothing going to happen of significance in this joint. 5-10 minutes into the movie, once again, you could hear a rat shit boom, at the front of the theater, y'all. Because the people, the audience, myself included, they got sucked the fuck in, and I think y'all will too. Fantasy Island, Blumhouse's Fantasy Island, should be playing everywhere. Check your local listings. Go check that shit out, y'all. I think you will walk away pleasantly surprised as well. Next up on this episode's Real Rush Ticket, speaking of Valentine's Day and romance and stuff, let's move things along to the latest romantic film. Latest romantic film? Yeah. Well, one of the latest romantic films. We actually got 2 of those. 3 of those here on this episode's Real Rush Ticket. But this one is called The Photograph. This stars Issa Rae and Lakeith Stanfield. And this tells the story of Michael Block, played by Lakeith Stanfield. He's a journalist for a New York newspaper, news magazine. He's trying to do a story on some things down in New Orleans. And he ends up, while doing some research on this story, coming enamored with this photograph and the story behind the photograph itself. Ends up meeting up with assistant museum curator played by Issa Rae, and the sparks begin to fly, y'all. Once again, I will admit, especially for being single this time of year, these type of movies aren't exactly high up on your boys' list to be like, alright, well, let's go in here and see this, by our lonesome with all these other couples and shit in here on Valentine's Day weekend. Well, number one, we saw the late showing, so your boy had the movie theater all to himself. That was awesome. So it was actually a good Valentine's Day because your boy treated himself. Some good shit. And I love movies. Movies seem to love me. So boom, the love thing is mutual. The Photograph. Same as Fantasy Island, but even more than Fantasy Island, exceeded my expectations, not by a hell of a lot. And when I say that I wasn't really looking forward to going to see this movie on Valentine's Day weekend, I don't want to sound like I'm coming off as saying I wasn't looking forward to seeing this movie at all. That was not the case. Just given the holiday circumstances, it could be a little rough getting through romantic movies without, someone to share them with. So I want to go back to saying that the movie itself exceeded my expectations, and I want to say not by a lot, because Lakeith Stanfield and Issa Rae, y'all, two up-and-coming powerhouses in the cinematic world, if I do say so myself. You got Lil Rel Howery up in it. It's just a great love story. It's a perfect date night movie, even though Valentine's Day is all over and said and done with. If you didn't get the date in, grab your honey, grab your guy, whatever. Take and go see the photograph. Plenty of stuff in this movie for everyone to enjoy. And it's not like an overly sappy love story, all lovey-dovey. And once again, it's not your average love story where you think that you have it all figured out and whatnot. Nah, it's going to throw you a couple curveballs, but highly enjoyable. And even if you want to go see this by your lonesome, you still be enjoying it as well. The photograph, y'all, I do recommend the hell out of this movie. Absolutely. This one, once again, should be playing everywhere. Check your local listings, check your IMDb, check your Fandango. Whether you got a significant other or not, treat yourself. Treat yourself. Because if you don't have somebody else to love, you can at least love yourself. And go love yourself with a good movie, such as The Photograph, y'all. Go check it out. Enjoy yourself. Hey Fred, you want to go down to the Bolorama and maybe drink some beers? Pick up some bitches? Bonnie, don't you know that we're fucking married? Yeah, but it's Stone Age, Fred. They don't even have marriage laws yet. Bonnie, what the fuck are you talking about? Quit smoking that crag rock. One quick thing I do want to add about The Photograph before we move on to what's next on this episode's Real Rush Ticket is the music score. Jazzy, sultry. It made me want to light up a Black and Mild. You thought I was going to say something else? It made me want to light one of those up too, right in the middle of the fucking movie theater. It reminded me of the film score from Motherless Brooklyn. And like the one from Motherless Brooklyn, this fits The Photograph to a T. Photograph. Check it out, y'all. Next up on this episode's Real Rush Ticket, looks like we got an Americanized remake in our midst. And this one, starring Will Ferrell and Julia Louis-Dreyfus, is called Downhill. And this is the remake of Force Majeure from director Ruben Östlund, who directed The Square, which was up for Best Foreign Language Film back in 2017, so it was actually up for the Academy Award 2 years ago, but it was from 3 years ago. And that's a movie that I've been raving about since. If you haven't seen The Square, check that shit out. The Force Majeure has been on my list of movies to see ever since The Square. I haven't seen this yet. I haven't seen that yet, but we just saw Downhill. So what exactly is Downhill all about? I can't compare it to the original. So that's that. You know what? That gives us a little bit more of a holistic view to go into this, because I can't compare it to the greatness or perhaps lack thereof, because I don't know about the original. So here we go with Downhill. Downhill, once again, stars Will Ferrell and Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who, while vacationing with their two sons on a ski trip over in Europe, questions of family loyalty come into play when an avalanche strikes the ski resort. Given the cast of characters, especially that of Will Ferrell, you're going to be walking into this movie, and I'm saying this assumingly, I shouldn't assume, but judging from the audience that I watched this movie with last night, it's a safe assumption A lot of people are going to walk into this movie seeing Will Ferrell's likeness and his name on the poster and thinking, okay, this is going to be another goofy Will Ferrell movie. While it's got its moments of goofy shit in it, nah. Mm-mm. While it does have its moments of comedic elements in it, mm-mm. More of a dramedy, more of a kind of dark romantic comedy, y'all. Definitely showing the range of Will Ferrell that we knew that he had. If you've seen like Stranger Than Fiction or other offbeat characters that he's played. We know Julia Louis-Dreyfus has got the dramatic chops as well. Together, well done. And once again, I'm glad that I haven't seen the original Force Majeure yet, so I can start. I got a clean palette to go off this with. Yeah, don't go in expecting no regular Will Ferrell laugh fest. Don't go in expecting no anger man or anything like that. You will more than likely walk away disappointed. You could even hear it in the audience. Some were like, I overheard one person say, "Well, what was that all about?" That's something along. What do you call it? Paraphrasing a little bit, but something along the lines of that might have been Will Ferrell's worst movie or something along those lines. Well, you can't go in expecting once again goofy shit, because that's not what you're gonna get. As a matter of fact, Will Ferrell does such a good job with his character in this film. In all likelihood, if you are viewing this movie with the right attitude, you're actually gonna walk away from this movie fucking hating Will Ferrell's character. How many times can you say that shit? So, Downhill. Fuck what you know, fuck what you think that you're going into. This is not a 90-minute laugh fest. This does take, while once again it does have its funny moments about, this does take a serious look at the loyalties when it does come to relationships and marriage and shit like that. So I wouldn't sleep on Downhill, y'all. I wouldn't sleep on it. Just because it's not your average run-of-the-mill, what you're expecting from its cast of characters does not mean that it's an automatic write-off. I would give Downhill a chance. I would go check this out, whether you've seen the original by Ruben Östlund or not. Go check out Downhill. And this is the one for the week that your boy wants to know your thoughts on. I know what you're thinking. We're never going to let you know what we think about it, Jado. Why would we ever actually type into that little comment box that you keep telling us to type shit into? Well, one of these days, maybe one of y'all will want to strike up a conversation, and we'll talk about Downhill and what you liked about it, maybe what you didn't like about it. Personally, I thought, once again, you know what? The last three movies. This is the one that I would say... I can't say that I would say exceeded my expectations the most, but nonetheless, Downhill did exceed my expectations. I think it will with yours as well, as long as you go into it with the mindset that you're not getting, once again, your average Will Ferrell type comedy. Do that, and you'll be pleasantly surprised. There you go. Downhill. I believe that this is playing everywhere as well. And go check it out. Next up on this episode is Real Rush Ticket. I'm going to kick things off here with this review by saying this is the movie that tied up, or that has completely cleared out. This is the ballot from the Golden Globes a couple weeks ago. Best foreign language film. There was only one movie missing. There was only one nominee missing that we still need to see. And the name of that movie is called, from France, y'all, Portrait of a Lady on Fire. And in this film, this takes place in 1760 France. And a young woman by the name of Marianne has been commissioned to paint the wedding portrait of Heloise, a young woman who has recently, for lack of a better term, run away from a convent. Now, while the painting's being made and these two, Marianne and Heloise, start striking up a friendship, the friendship starts blossoming into something even more romantic. Which, of course, given the period, time, and place, actually, is the forbidden fruit of the times. This film right here deserved every bit of its best foreign language film nomination at this year's Golden Globes. Subtitle film. Once again, we saw this as our main event last night. Late showing of a subtitle film. As I stated over a lot of episodes, those can be the toughest to get through more times than not. This movie, maybe it's because I was in a romantic mood, being Valentine's Day, even though I was by my lonesome, but this movie had me, y'all. Watching the relationship between these two bloom on screen, and the way that it was shot, beautiful, elegant. The color palette, everything was just so smooth and creamy itself, much like that of a well-canvassed painting. I did note that there were some similarities between this film and Call Me By Your Name, even down to the final shot of the film, and that's not necessarily giving anything away. So if you're a Call Me By Your Name fan, expand your international horizons. Check out Portrait of a Lady on Fire. It's about the same run. Actually, no, it's a little bit shorter than Call Me By Your Name. But yeah, instead of it being two dudes, it's two women. But the romance is beautiful and exquisite and elegant, all the same. Between this and the Photograph, I'm not sure which one I would pick for the best romantic movie of the weekend. They're both damn good. Hell, if you can catch this in a double feature, that's a perfect romantic double feature right there. But, nevertheless, Portrait of a Lady on Fire is not one to be missed, y'all. Once again, expand your international horizons. Go catch Portrait of a Lady on Fire. This is currently playing at Angelika. I believe it is starring at Cinema Arts in Fairfax City this coming weekend. But for everybody else who's not in the DC metropolitan area, of course, check your IMDb, check your Fandango, get yourself some international romance. And pristine, well done film. Check it out, and again, enjoy. And last but most certainly not least, on this episode's Real Rush Ticket, is the movie that got added to our itinerary like an RKO out of nowhere from my boy Randall Keith Outen. This one is called First Lady. And First Lady is, I think it's actually called First Lady, like a modern day fairy tale or something like that. And this actually follows the story of a former First Lady who, after her U.S. President husband dies while in office and the Vice President takes over, she actually runs for First Lady as a position because she feels that just because her husband died in office doesn't mean that she should lose her position of First Lady. That's the movie right there, y'all. Now that is quite the original idea. I did like the originality of the idea going into this. Coming out of it, y'all. Jesus, tap dancing Christ. There were so many moments in this movie where I wanted to throw my shoes at the screen, get up out of my seat, walk up to the front of the screen where my shoes would be lying, walk back to my seat, then fucking throw them again. Aside from like a chuckle here and there, and like one good moral to come from the movie that was about chivalry, and that's not even giving anything away, the other 99% of this movie, y'all, was a whole bunch of elitist, ultra-feminist propaganda garbage. It hurt. It hurt watching this movie. And I don't mean like a Cats type hurt. And even Cats at one point got so bad that it was enjoyable at points. No. First Lady is easily the first movie that I can remember since like Samson a couple years ago that I fucking almost walked out of, y'all. And you know me. You know me. There are even some outrageously world-renowned movies that have been reviewed by all, written off by all, shitty movie. But even I found something positive to walk away from it about. But First Lady, Stacey Dash is up in the joint. She didn't look like she wanted to be there. Corbin Burnson was up in the joint. He looked a little bit too happy to be there. And then there's a whole bunch of people that I've never heard of before. So I mean, alright. A for independent movie effort. But and I do see the message that it was trying to get across. But there is a way to get a message across in a movie. And it is a good message. That's the fucking probably the saddest part about this movie. I get the message that they were trying to convey to the audience. It is a good message at its base core. But the way that it was presented, when it's forcibly presented in a pompous way that it was in this movie, it could be done better, y'all. It could be done better, y'all. It just came off as like smug. I didn't know a movie could come off as smug. But First Lady, you've managed that achievement. Now, I will state this. There were a couple of older ladies scattered about the audience. I was surprised that people were actually I didn't know about this movie until I saw it on the Real app, like day of. So the fact that there was an audience besides myself at it is very surprising. Now, I overheard two older women after the movie is all said and done, who thought it was the greatest movie that they had ever seen in their life. So, for me to sit there and be like, because I didn't enjoy this movie, you won't as well. I can't say that because one's level of enjoyment, well, that's completely up to you. But, however, I can provide much caution when I do feel that it is needed. And with this movie, First Lady, I felt bad even using up my Regal Unlimited towards this. There's no way that I would have paid full price for this movie. And if I did, well, I would have paid full price for this movie if I didn't have Regal Unlimited. And would I have felt good about paying full price for this movie? No. I wouldn't have even really wanted to pay matinee price for this movie, y'all. So, not saying it's very rare. I don't think I've ever said avoid this movie at all costs. Because, again, one's level of entertainment and enjoyment, that is completely up to the viewer. So I can say, view at your own risk, y'all. First Lady, if you've heard of it and want to see it, want to see what it's all about, go check it out. But just warning you, watch this one at your own risk. And like Downhill, get back to your boy. As a matter of fact, that makes 2 movies on this week's episode's Real Rush Ticket that your boy wants you to get back to him about. Because if somebody can walk away having enjoyed First Lady somewhat, then others will as well. Maybe I missed something. Maybe I missed something along the message here. But once again, it just, the message came off as too strong, too fucking smug, to this is our way or the highway. This is pompous shit. So, yeah, First Lady, see it at your own risk. Let your boy know what you liked about it. If you did like something about it, that's what your boy wants to know. Okay? Comment on that into the little comment box that you see on this episode, on this page right here. Alright, there you go. I don't even know if it's playing everywhere. I don't even know if it's just like a Regal thing or whatnot, but First Lady. Yeah. So that being said, y'all, that is a wrap for episode 73 of The Real Rush right here on YouTube. It is at this time, I'd like to remind y'all that coming up this Friday is the next Bandit show up at the Stagecoach Theater Company in Ashburn, Virginia. Tickets are still available online. They might be available at the door if we don't sell out before then. $12 online, $15 at the door. But of course, if you go online to get your tickets, use the promo code John, my name, all caps, JOHN, you get yourself a discount. Where can you go online to find your tickets? You can find your tickets online at stagecoach.com/stagecoach-bandits. Once again, that is Stagecoach, T as in Tom, C as in Coach.com/stagecoach-bandits. Promo code John, my name, JOHN, all caps. Wear that shit the fuck out. Come out this Friday the 21st. Have yourself a good ass time with the Bandits, y'all. Ooh. There was something that I missed. Back to the photograph real quick. Your boy picked up on a little bit of an error, I guess you could say. There is a scene in the film that is taking place sometime in the mid-80s. And in the car on the radio is playing Superwoman by Karen White. I'm not your superwoman. I'm not the kind of girl you can let go. Everything's okay. Yeah, that shit. So that song starts playing in the movie. I'm thinking to myself, but that song came out when I was in first grade, and I was in first grade from 88 to 89. But the scene in the movie was definitely taking place before 88, as far as I could tell. It wasn't even 87 yet by the time that this scene was taking place in the movie. So, guess what? Your boy picked up on some shit. That's all. Alright, so, anywho. That means stay tuned for episode 74, where next week we will have reviewed for you what we got coming up. We got ourselves a 5 movie weekend coming up for y'all. We're going to have reviewed for y'all. We'll have Call of the Wild, yes sirs and ma'ams. We're also going to have reviewed for you The Lodge. Ooh, they showed that at the Alamo a couple weeks ago. Your boy didn't get to make it to that one night showing, but your boy saw the trailer for it for the first time last night, and holy shit, this looks scary as fuck. This looks like it's about to be a whole new genre of horror. Can't wait for that shit. We'll also have reviewed for you. We'll have Ordinary Love. I didn't know that this was going to be dropping next week. I'm not looking forward to this one just off the sheer fact that I know it's going to be tragic as fuck. I know it's going to be a good movie. I am looking forward to it in that right. But I know that it's going to be super shirt soaker. I'm going to get tears all over Macho Man's eyes is here and shit. So, Ordinary Love, we'll have that review for you. We'll also have reviews for Brahms the Boy 2. It'll be interesting going into this one because I hadn't even heard of the first boy, to be completely honest with you. So that means your boy hasn't seen the boy. So we're going to try to catch up on the boy before we go see the boy 2. And last but most certainly not least, Impractical Jokers, the movie. Your boy might actually have to do a little bit of traveling for this one, but we will have those 5 movies reviewed for you and much more as always next week. Episode 74 of The Real Rush right here on YouTube. But, shit. One of those movies, another milestone we're about to hit here, ladies and gents, will be our 300th reviewed movie on The Real Rush since we started this shit late September, early October 2018. Hell yeah, stay tuned. But in the meantime, as always, you have any questions, comments, concerns, any shit like that, please feel free. Just like with Downhill and First Lady. Got anything you want to say about those? Any questions and shit? Anything you want to add? Feel free to type those on into the comment box where you were viewing. On the page where you were viewing this week's episode right here, right now. To everybody who has subscribed to The Real Rush here on YouTube thus far, thank you for doing so. If you haven't subscribed yet, what the hell are you waiting for? You want to be the first in the know when your boy drops a new episode. And please, even though Valentine's Day is all over and said and done with, ladies and gents, that doesn't mean that the love's got to stop. And when you're spreading love, spread the word of The Real Rush. Why you spreading that love? So hug a motherfucker and tell them about The Real Rush. And also let them know that your boy doesn't just do new movie reviews. The Real Rush has replay value. Any movie that you want to get your boy's thoughts on and get a good, honest to God review on, all you gotta do is go up to the YouTube search bar at the top of the page here, type in quotation marks, The Real Rush, followed by, outside of quotation marks, the name of the movie that you're looking for, and then boom! Instant movie review on demand for you, cause your boy J-Dub and The Real Rush got y'all covered for life, son! And as always, you can follow your boy on Instagram for my live movie check-ins as they occur. And you can follow your boy at JDubChampion, hashtag The Real Rush. And for The Real Rush, ladies and gents, I am your boy J-Dub. Thank you for tuning in once again. Episode 73 of The Real Rush right here on YouTube. Remember, when you're at the movies, chill out. Ain't no need to be doing all the chitting and the chatting and the looking at the smartphones and checking your time on the bright-ass smartwatches. Keep the lips shut, put smartphones on vibrate, put them in your pocket, and maybe even turn the smartwatches off for a minute. Because I guarantee y'all this, ladies and gents. Any conversation, text messages, and even the time, all that shit will be waiting for you after the movie's all said and done. Enjoy yourselves at the movies, ladies and gents. Have fun, y'all. Love J-Dub. And we'll see you next weekend. Peace in. Oh yeah! I got Macho Man's eyes for my titties.